Betrayal isn't something you ever prepare for. It's not a possibility you entertain when you stand at the altar, looking into the eyes of the person you believe will love you forever. I didn't think it could happen to me, until it did. My name is Mark, and this is my story. The perfect beginning. When I met Lisa, it felt like fate had handed me a winning ticket. She was radiant, confident, funny, and deeply compassionate. We connected immediately, and from our very first date, I knew she was the one. Within a year, we were married in a small ceremony surrounded by close family and friends. 4 years, our life was what you'd call picture perfect. We built a home together, supported each other's dreams, and navigated life as a team. I worked long hours at a corporate job, dreaming of the day when I could retire early and spend every moment with Lisa. She pursued her passion for art, running a small studio where she painted and taught classes. We had challenges like any couple, arguments over small things, moments of doubt, but I thought our love was strong enough to withstand anything. I was wrong. The first signs. It started small, as betrayals often do. Lisa began spending more time at her studio, claiming she had taken on extra students. I was proud of her dedication and didn't question it. But then came the late-night work meetings, the phone calls she took in another room, and the guarded way she kept her phone out of sight. I chalked it up to stress. I didn't want to be the controlling husband, so I convinced myself that Lisa was just busy, maybe even overwhelmed. But doubt crept in like a shadow, growing with every odd behavior I couldn't explain. One night, I noticed she was distant, her responses curt and her eyes elsewhere during dinner. I asked her if everything was okay, and she forced a smile. Just tired, she said. But something in her voice told me there was more. The discovery. The truth came out 2 months later, though not in the way I expected. One evening, Lisa left her phone on the counter while she was in the shower. A notification lit up the screen. A message from someone named Ethan. It read, "Can't wait to see you again. Last night was amazing." My stomach dropped. My hands trembled as I stared at the message, my mind racing. I knew I shouldn't invade her privacy, but the floodgates of doubt had opened. I unlocked her phone using the passcode I had memorized long ago, my heart pounding with every swipe. The messages were all there, weeks of intimate conversations, confessions of love, and plans for secret rendezvous. Ethan was a student from her art class, a man several years younger, charming and adventurous, based on their texts. I felt like the ground beneath me had disappeared. The confrontation. When Lisa stepped out of the shower, her expression shifted the moment she saw me holding her phone. "Mark, I can explain." "Explain what?" I interrupted, my voice shaking. "That you've been lying to me? That you've been sneaking around behind my back." She stood there, wrapped in a towel, looking guilty and cornered. "It's not what you think," she started, but the excuses sounded hollow. "How long?" I demanded. She hesitated. "A few months." The admission hit me like a punch to the chest. The person I trusted most in the world had been living a double life, smiling at me while her heart was elsewhere. "Why, Lisa?" I asked, tears burning in my eyes. Was I not enough? She shook her head, tears spilling down her cheeks. "It's not about you. I didn't mean for this to happen. I was lonely, Mark. You were always working, always distracted. And Ethan. He made me feel alive again." Her words cut deeper than any knife. I had worked tirelessly to build a life for us, to give her stability and comfort, and this was how she repaid me? The fallout. I left that night, unable to stay in the home we had built together. I drove aimlessly for hours, replaying every moment of our marriage, searching for signs I might have missed. I kept asking myself if I could have done something differently, if I had somehow driven her to this. But deep down, I knew the truth. Betrayal is a choice. No matter how lonely or unhappy Lisa felt, she could have come to me. She could have been honest. Instead, she chose secrecy and lies. Over the next few weeks, we tried to talk, to salvage what was left of our marriage. Lisa apologized endlessly, promising it had been a mistake, that she still loved me and wanted to make things right. But every time I looked at her, all I could see was the betrayal. Trust, once broken, is nearly impossible to repair. The last goodbye. The day I filed for divorce was one of the hardest of my life. Despite everything, a part of me still loved Lisa, the Lisa I had married, not the person she had become. When I handed her the papers, she cried, begging me to reconsider. "Mark, I made a mistake, but I'm willing to do whatever it takes. Please don't give up on us." I looked at her, my heart heavy with sorrow. "You already gave up on us, Lisa. The moment you let someone else into our marriage, you made that choice." Our last goodbye was quiet and somber. As I walked away from the life we had built, I felt a strange mixture of grief and relief. I was heartbroken, but I was also free to rebuild, to find a life where trust and love could exist again. Moving forward. It's been 2 years since that chapter of my life ended. The pain of betrayal still lingers, but it no longer defines me. I've learned to let go of the anger and focus on healing. I've started dating again, cautiously, with walls still partially up, but I believe love is possible. I know trust will take time, but I'm willing to try. Betrayal taught me a hard lesson. The people we love are not perfect, and sometimes, they will hurt us in unimaginable ways. But it also taught me resilience and the value of self-respect. For anyone going through a similar experience, know this: you will survive. The pain may feel unbearable, but it will pass. And when it does, you'll find that you're stronger than you ever thought possible. This is my story. It's not a happy one, but it's real. And sometimes, in the wreckage of heartbreak, we find the strength to rebuild a life we never imagined.